everyone, welcome to this week's Dollhouse Diary. It was a pretty good week for dollhouse therapy. I got quite a few things done and or started. I got all of these balustrades up here glued down, so all of them are in place. I think I showed you the porch last week. That's all in place, and I was able to get all of the paint touched up all around, and I think I spoke before about wanting to clean up the blue paint in a couple of spots where it was just a little bit not where my lines weren't quite as clean as I wanted them to be. So all of that's done. So let me give you a little quick look at that. Okay, much cleaner paint lines around here. Balustrades are in place. Paint is done. Porch is in place and the paint is done. And I'm really happy about that. So what that means is, since I've decided to postpone my chimneys until I know for sure where I want my fireplaces on the inside, I am now moving inside the dollhouse. Let's see if I can get some light on here for you. So this is just a task lamp that I have here kind of shining into this room. I'm working in this room right now. This piece of furniture won't be going in here. It was a placeholder. This is the housekeeper's room. And I've got some pictures that I downloaded with some ideas, and I'm doing a separate video about the house, probably more than one video about the housekeeper's room, so you can see those photos there. But I did kind of look at what were the common elements in the photos, and one of them was that they all had a metal bed. I don't think, yeah, where are my photos? So I had this white metal bed that I had bought at some point, and I like this. I'm going to use it. I don't think the beds that in the photos, I don't think any of the beds in the photos that I can't put my hands on right at this moment were white. But I do like this, and I think it will work. One of the photos had a patchwork quilt on the bed. It was a really sort of haphazard patchwork quilt. So I'm working on a patchwork quilt. I do quilt a little bit. I'm not a prolific quilter, but I do some quilting. And so this is not done, but you can just sort of begin to get an idea of what the quilt is going to look like. So that's underway. I actually have that on sideways. It goes this way, so I have to add a number of rows to make it longer. I do speak in the video about how these fabrics don't perfectly coordinate with the wallpaper in the room, but I think that's kind of how it would be in a housekeeper's room. It would sort of be put together, not with new things, but with things that are kind of not in use around the house that are still in good condition. Another thing I'm working on for the housekeeper's room is a floor lamp. There is one ceiling lamp in that room, I think you might have seen that, but it gives very little light. And yes, lights weren't as prolific and as bright as they are now. In houses, a lot of times there was still candlelight or oil lamps or something in some rooms, or maybe just a little bit of electric lighting. However, I think my housekeeper would like to have something to read by and sew by, and they probably would want her to be able to do some sewing. So there is a lamp. Now, okay, here's a piece of the lamp. This lamp was originally gold. I hate fake gold stuff. I'm going to give you an example here. I love this light. I plan to use it somewhere in my house, but I just really hate this brassy gold, shiny gold, fake finish stuff. And I'm doing everything I can to change the color of these things. And so what I did with this lamp was I painted it with an enamel craft paint, which, you know, maybe in my real house that wouldn't hold up so well, but in a dollhouse where this isn't going to be handled constantly, it's working fine. And then up here, and you'll, never mind that plastic thing, this was also gold right here, and I used an antique gold rub and buff treatment, which I talk about a little bit in the video. This lamp has a plastic lampshade. It's fine. It had some ugly gold braid on it, which I ripped off, and I sanded this down to be smooth. I may end up reusing this with some different trim, but right now what I'm trying to do is make a lampshade, I think out of some vellum paper. This is just a template that I worked out. So that's the other thing that I'm working on, is working out how to upgrade my lamp or personalize my lamp. The last thing to report is we are up to 35 hours on the peacock, and you can see quite a lot more of the tail is done. All of the eye feathers are done, and I've begun to do the other feathers and the swirls in there. So that is coming along, and I'm really happy with it. Okay. In other news, yesterday we went outside. My grandson was here, and we went outside for a little bit, and we came in. He was wearing Crocs. I was wearing some knockoff UGG type thing, slipper things that I just throw on when I'm taking stuff out to the trash or something. I wasn't wearing really good shoes. And when we came in, his feet were black. Not just like dusty, dirty, you know, it hasn't rained in a while and it's dusty. They were black. And the dog's feet were black. And the only thing I can think of is that it's the soot from the wildfires in Canada, which we are very much affected by here in Massachusetts. We have some pretty bad air quality at times. Sometimes you can even smell it. Haven't really smelled it much lately, but also the weather's been really hot and gross, and we have not been outside a lot. But yeah, it was, I mean, I'm used to him coming indoors with, you know, grubby feet when he's wearing Crocs, but I've never seen them actually black. So could that really be from soot, or is our dirt just black in August? I don't know. Kind of weird. Just wondering if anybody has any ideas about what that was about. Nothing to do with Dollhouses, but that was the interesting, weird thing that baffled me this week. So, hoping for another good week of some productive dollhouse therapy. I hope you're getting some things done on your miniature projects. Do let me know in the comments what you're working on. Nice to talk to you. See you soon. Bye.